Attention, attention, attention. This is Team Yet Number 9 Yankee Uniform Echo announcing that the recording of the net has begun. Tiwana YUG.
Attention, attention, attention. This is your net control, Tenyet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. If you're wrong and you would like to do early checking, you may do so now.
Tin number 3, Whiskey November Golf.
Team Yet Number 9 Yankee Uniform Echo.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Ticket number 4, Lima Echo India.
Ticket number 4, Delta November Golf.
Okay then, so net control acknowledges Tenyat number 3, Whiskey November Golf, Tenyat number 4, Tenyat number 3, Whiskey November Golf, Tenyat number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo, Tenyat number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha, Tenyat number 4, Lima Echo India, and Tenyat number 2, Delta November Golf. Is there anyone else who would like to sign in at this point in time? This is the official call out for TownNet CF today. I am your net controller, Tenyat number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. You may sign in now. Okay then, I guess we'll move on with the people who we have so far, and I will do a call out in between as I go along. So today's topic is spiritual hygiene. This is something that has been on my mind for quite some time, going back and forth with it. How do you usually clean yourself, whether it be come home from work, or you just got up from sleeping and you're in front of your altar? Like, what is your spiritual hygiene practice? Including whether you go to the supermarket, you're buying something new, you get it from Amazon, whatever it may be. Once something new is coming into your environment that you have spent so much time cleaning, how do you approach that with your spiritual hygiene practice? Our first person is going to be Tenyat number 3, Whiskey November Golf.
Tin number 3, Whiskey November Golf. When it comes to spiritual wellness, I think always having that reminder too that physically, like the hygiene part too as well is important, like showering every day. That's one. As well as like also when you go out and you buy food or you go food shopping and you come home with the stuff, like also cleansing that food as well. At my job, we like to do potlucks, and um, recently I stopped trying to engage in potlucks, like if they're homemade, but if they just like bought it from like the store, um, then like, Chipotle pre-ordered, whatever, I just cleanse it. Um, and I also like to like jing myself and also always jing my office and the room that I'm staying in because I don't know, people always be yeeping in my office and, never hurts to just cleanse the room. And, I got like the flashlight and it's been much more easier cleansing the room. And also the token, it like learning how to use it, also like sealing off, the room and stuff like that has made it much more easier. So, yeah, those are some ways that I do. Back to you, Tanya, number 3, Whiskey November Golf.
Tenet number two. Tenet number two, Charlie Hotel Golf. Well, maybe you could explain the Jing itself. I know we have a few newbies who are still not brave enough to come on the net and interact with us. They're still trying to acclimatize, but you don't necessarily need to. It's a very casual environment. Maybe so when they're listening back to the net, maybe they will hear some more ideas about the Jing. For the ones who have no idea what the Jing is, how do they do it? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of our newbies are not cleaning right now. Back to you.
Yeah, so there's different ways to jing yourself. When I was at the AK house, I made it like priority every morning to kind of jing myself using the altar with the fish and the hing. I think it's the hing, yeah. Um, and now I don't have like an altar right in front of me. It's in Kansas City, but that was one way. But I also found out that I was also jinging myself wrong. I was more cultivating because when I moved in with my Sihong, I was all like, yeah, this is how I do it. And I pulled out the book. He's like, no, you're cultivating. You're not jinging yourself. But there's different ways. Like I jing Tende, I jing altar, and there's a way to do it. I think I have a video on YouTube because I always like to check to see if I'm doing it right. And yeah, and then also with the token, there's a way. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Just sealing off 4v5h. So yeah, um, but those are some ways that I use it to cleanse myself. If that answers the question. Back to you, Tanya, number 3, Whiskey November Golf.
Tenet number two, Charlie Hotel Golf. But how about this? Make it simple, because a lot of the newbies don't know the terminology, they're not familiar with it. So if you had to tell a newbie how to drink themselves, how would you describe it? Um, I usually, well, I used to have the same impression as well using the daily rice. I thought that was the jing, but Sergeant was like, no, that's not it. You're actually cultivating. So I had that rude awakening as well. I also jing myself with the magical tools, but Sergeant also told me that usually when you're cleaning yourself, your landlord is responsible for that. And yeah, so if you had to explain it to a newbie who doesn't know the terminology, who is not too familiar with the words, just basic practical cleaning, hygiene, how would you express it to them? Because you and I usually do a lot of the greeting with the newbies. Back to you.
Wow. Uh, okay, well, usually when I would explain it to a newbie is when you jing yourself, you're cleansing yourself. And a way to do that, I think I would probably show them what, you have to do because we use a lot of hand signs too. Like obviously we have the ring bell hand sign. You call on the god and stuff like that. Um, Explaining it, I feel like I don't know. I have to visually show somebody, but every time like I do it, like, because personally for me, um, I try to learn it, and at first when I was kind of like learning it the right way, Lei Sahong was all like, okay, we're gonna try to do a quicker way, so I used that way. But sometimes we would go over like, okay, what is this like? Um, Jing alter, and I just push your hands down. I I have to like visually show it, but explaining it to them what the purpose of it and what it does, you know, there's, I would probably show them like, okay, this is, the book you go to, or this is what you utilize, and this is what its purpose is for. And to do it, you do it like this. So, that's kind of how I would explain it to a newbie, and what the purpose of jinging is, and what it means to do like jing alter, jing this, etc.
Vignette number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Okay, definitely songs interesting. Let's move on to Vignette number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. Vignette number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha Alpha. Are you there?
Oh, Vignette number 4, Hotel Alpha 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 Alpha. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm trying to use my data. Okay. I have utilized cleansing and spiritual hygiene. Okay. I have used, at least I put a God in my first thing in the morning, put a God in my shower head. Doing my general routine at my altar throughout the day, and then also, put it in the usual places. Put it on your food, protection from deliveries, put it in water, that kind of thing. I think we've had that discussion before. But the other way that you can also get clean is by participating in the ceremonies on the 1st and the 15th. That's another way that you can cleanse and be cleansed, because you're participating directly, and that is one of the ways that you can get rid of things. So I think of it as like there's 2 ways of getting it: protection and ingestion. So you can drink the food, you can use it for protection, and stuff just doesn't get to you. You end up not just taking care of it from the inside, but you're also doing it from the outside too. So back to you, Net Controller.
Vignette number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. You know what is a bit funny for me? I remember like when I first came to Lineage, for a while, just simmering, fighting through my heart spell, and I didn't know anything about cleaning. And then one day I just saw Sajuan just message in the group, if you're interested in coming to the ceremony, let me know. And I was like, oh crap, this is so cool. So for like the whole week, I was excited, trying to get my Sunday best on, trying to find a nice shirt. I even messaged Sajuan, is this good? And he was like, yeah, just wear whatever. And he was real chill. And I was like freaking out. It's like, well, I don't go to see me looking bad, so I try to find the nicest shit. So I was so excited, and I'm kind of surprised. Well, actually, let me finish the story. So when I got there, there wasn't much people. I was surprised. I was expecting, to see a lot of people, because it's an opportunity to not only greet and meet a God, it's an opportunity to get clean, And I think a lot of people in our lineage are not really utilizing that, especially the newbies. So I'll definitely push them more to come to these ceremonies. Well, one sergeant allowed them, because some of them can't really come. But yeah, the shower head and coming to these ceremonies is a great way to clean and utilize yourself. I've never tried that before, putting a God into the shower head and to let it cleanse you and stuff. That's pretty cool. I'll definitely need to utilize that, putting a God into the shower head. I'm still contemplating about putting a God into my new little stuffy. I haven't done that just yet, but I'll probably do it sooner or later. But how would you explain in a layman terms to a newbie this is the way for them to clean themselves. Back to you.
Well, it also depends on what the newbies have access to. I mean, we could show them and try to explain it to them, but if they're not given access to that, it's kind of it really doesn't make any difference. They have to get to a certain level before we can even try to explain it to them because they don't have access to it. I mean, it's kind of like telling somebody, well, you know, we got this huge oven over here, and you can right now you can only make flapjacks over here on the stove. So even if we try to explain to them how to bake, they can't do it from the level that they're at. So trying to explain it to them, it's not going to make any sense because they're not at that level. So me trying to not waste time, but me trying to burn their brain out to explain something at a level, trying to explain something to a person that's again not at the right level. I don't think that it can make a real big difference. They have to learn at their level to get what they need, and most of the stuff at the real newbie level, they can only do simple things. So it really depends on the level that they're at. Back to you, Team at number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
That's a really good point. Where they're at is where they're at. They could only do so much. And I think that is where it really shows whether you're really interested in this particular part. If you're really eager to learn and understand that you're super dirty, and there are things you need to do, spiritual hygiene, and how often they would do it when they do learn it. I clean myself every day. From the time I leave the house, from the time I wake up. But actually no, from the time I leave the house, because my house is pretty clean as far as I know. And from the time I leave my house and I come back, first thing I do is greedy God and clean. First thing I do. And same thing from the time I wake up, greedy gods and find out if I need cleaning, and then I go from there. Okay, let's go on to Tinyat number 4, Lima Echo India.
Tinyat number 4, Lima Echo India. Greetings everyone on the net, Sajang Gijang. About Jing, for me, I don't like tediously, to be honest. So I try to make it as fast and simple as possible. So if I go do groceries, right, and I have a lot, and I put it at the door, next thing I know I do is I just go to my landlord, I ring, and then I ask my landlord to please cleanse it for me. And then I ask my landlord is it cleansed. If I'm taking a shower, I'll just ring the bell again and ask the washroom deity, please help me cleanse while I'm taking a shower. That's for food. But in the morning, I wake up. I do all the Jing spells individually. Jing mouth, Jing mouth, Jing heart, Jing body. Jing Samyip, Jing altar, Jing God, and then golden light, and before I leave. And then when I go in my car, I just fire up I use my heart spell. I call my God and flame up the car, and then I'm out. Then when I get home, do the same thing. I do more faster, like 7 rolls. That's how I mostly do the Jing. And for food and water, if I'm outside, I'll just flame up my hand and Jing out the food and stuff like that. That's how I mostly do it. Tinyat number 4, Lima Echo India.
Tinyat number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. I am definitely a fan of getting stuff done quick and efficiently. That's why I'm really excited to have my altar get open correctly, because I have an altar obviously, but Kawita the senpai and the proper landlord, so I could not have to lug all of my groceries all the way upstairs and ask them to clean it with the fish and the bell. Just have an agreement where once it comes through the door, it's clean. Because I remember Sergeant said I think he has some type of agreement like that. But I'm also excited to find out the complexity of the landlord and what he does, because I do remember you just mentioned something about a washroom deity, and I know that is a part of the altar. All these gods that we can place in different places are really, really helpful, and it really helps to make the process of cleaning a much more efficient and tedious. Yeah, I also do all of the junk mouth straight to the last one, which will be the golden light. I usually do it in the morning. Yeah, I usually do it in the morning. Sometimes in the evening, depending on if I feel like I've encountered something a little weird or something like that. But I usually do it in the morning. Let's do a call out. Is there anybody around who would like to call in at this point in time? You may do so now.
Oh, ain't you gonna ask me about the newbies?
I was actually gonna come back to you. Don't need to rush. Just coming back to you. It's coming back. I was just a little call out. I was hoping people like Hum or Ken or Wack would want to jump on. So let's see if they're around.
Radio silence.
Oh well. Hopefully be around next time. Okay, back to Tinyat number 4, Lima Echo India. So how would you explain to a newbie, and like Hasa just said, depending on where they're at, how would you make it simple for them to understand how to clean themselves? Because they probably don't know the technical jargon, like jing and stuff like that. They're probably not really familiar with the words. All they pretty much know is an altar and a hard spell. And yeah, back to you.
Yeah. What I would say, when they first begin, they don't know nothing. They don't know what Jing is. So I would just explain to them what is Jing is. It's cleansing, spiritual hygiene, and then get deeper into each one, like Jing mouth, Jing body, and like all the 7 ones, all the 7 Jings, and then just shove them a PDF, and they'll read a little bit about it, and then they have a better understanding. But when it comes to ability, they should already have the ability to do it, even if they even at Tinyat stage, like not even ordained, even they initially they should be able to do it, because when you initiate, you have your Josie. Everybody comes with heart spell 0, so they should be able to do it already with the 7 rolls, or they can, if they try hard enough, they can flame up their hand if they could. And not everybody can, but that's another method. As long as they have heart spell 0, they can do it already. Tinyat number 4, Lima Echo India.
Tinyat number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Yeah, heart spell 0 is your bread and your butter. That is gonna do some amazing things. Like it's definitely there to support you through everything. It's everything there that you need when you leave the house, because I use it all the time. Every time I have to buy food or buy anything or take anything from anyone, just do heart spell 0, stomp. Or if I'm in a place where I can't do all of that and I'm like walking, I'll just do it, flash it in my head, and as I'm walking, stamp my foot, discreetly. I'm not going to be out there dancing, but yeah, stand discreetly and do what I have to do. And there's a lot of ways to use it. But tell us more about the 7 rules. I'm actually pretty new to that. You actually teach me something here. Tell me about the 7 rules. How could I use it? How could I use it for myself? And how could I teach it to someone else who has no idea, like the newbies? Back to you.
Yeah, a while back, Sajan did show us how to do the 7 rolls, and depending what stage you at, but you should sometimes you can use the Samjing, sometimes the new god, the Jikam Samla Josie, or your heart spell 0, your Josie. So you can depend on what you need and how you want it, but all 3 can be used. Pretty much you use one of the heart spell depending on who you want to call, and then you ring the bell and you stomp, and then you slap your hand, and then you roll 7 times, and then you blast it out, and there you go. And that is like all the Jing spell, and with the golden light at the end, and that should be able to do like all of it in general. It's kind of like a general cleanse, but for all 7. That's how. There should be like a video somewhere. Somewhere like been a while. I can't find, but if I can, I'll share it to you. Team number 4, Lima Echo India.
Senior number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Yeah, that would be definitely appreciated. That could be like something we have there. And if you need to show it to a newbie, we could give it to them. I do know, like in the playlist for when you're opening an altar, Sajuan added a video for when you're doing all of the Jing spells. But it's not like it's basically a particular movement with your body. It's like an advanced movement where I can't even describe it. It's like forgive my terminology, but it's like a cutter or a form, and it basically embodies all 7 of the Jing to clean yourself. And I actually memorized it, but I forgot it because I haven't done it in a while. But yeah, I'll probably need to get back to that. But yeah, that will definitely be helpful. Let's move on to Tinyat number 2, Delta November Golf.
Unit number 2, Delta November Golf. Greeting everyone on the net, Chajang Gijang. Yeah, for the spiritual hygiene, I think that's very important. Everything had to be cleansed. I think I use more on the Joshi, Jiga Samlo Joshi, right? The hot spell. Cleanse I think when I wake up in the morning, like washing my face or drinking, like a blessing out on the drink, and then so it's cleansed. So you can cleanse the body, And most of the time, if I buying all the stuff, also cleansing first before use. And now it's if that thing is for the altar, usually put the guy in and then check it to the altar. And yeah, start to also learning the Jings, right? So yeah, kind of using it a couple times. So I think I might gonna have to learn it again and then using it more. I think there's it's for the altar purpose. I think there's a food for the altar, like the Jing's altar food or something like that. I think that one is the is cleanse itself, right? The altar. I don't know. I might gonna be later on asking Chayan for that. So, but I think there's like what the lady says, like our landlord is also doing the job to cleanse the house. Basically, it's when we are like coming back from home, from work, right? Or going somewhere, grocery shopping, we drink ourselves or we cleanse ourselves. So, yeah, basically that. So, back to unit control, unit number 2, Delta November Golf.
Unit number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Yeah, that's pretty accurate as well. I already answered the question while I was going through. I just realized that. So maybe Sajuan could give us a deeper understanding and even some more information that we can use to help the newbies and even inform ourselves and learn more about it. So let's go to Tinyat number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo.
Hi, Chung and everyone on the net. This is team number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. Very important point. Number 1, newbies who are not active, not directly learning from me. You cannot do those fast methods that you guys were talking about. It doesn't work. Okay, because first of all, you have not learned anything, and you don't understand anything about the Jing spell, the Jing magic, and anything. When I teach someone directly to do those shortcuts, you are running 70% of my power support. So it's basically me supporting you to make that magic work because you don't have that stuff inside you. If there's no me, in order to use a shortcut, you must memorize the spell, understand all the magical work inside, what it means, what it does, like the knowledge, and you have to memorize the spell. And then you can have something in your heart which allows you to flash a shortcut. Okay? So your Saturn have done the work, and so you don't have to yet, right? That's why you can use the short method. If you just try to use the short method, it will be very weak. So the guarantee method, if for newbies that you're talking about, those who don't show up, don't learn proactively, or they don't like pretty much talk to me. If you want something that work, okay, stick to Heart Spell 0. And then what you will do is you take the book, and every day you do 2 times or 3 times, like morning, noon, evening, right? Or if you want, you can do more whenever you feel like, oh shit, I'm under attack, right? Then you can do that again. So what you want to do is you take that book, the more daily rite, and then you do close your eyes, you do Heart Spell 0, you stomp your left foot 1 time, and then you recite the Jing spell. Every Jing spell, stomp the left foot 1 time, and then at the very end, stomp the right foot 3 times. And that will just execute everything. So it's like you tell the God, I want to find you for this help, and then you stomp in every spell, like just read the whole spell. You can be not accurate with the sound on these, but you need to read everything. And then keep learning, and then you stomp left foot to submit that message. And then at the very end, you stomp the right foot 3 times. So yes, you do need to say it out. Okay? It is kind of dumb, but what can you do? You are a newbie. You don't know anything. There's no shortcut for you. Okay? This is the most guaranteed way, and it will work because you're like plainly saying everything out. While your God even like don't know what you're talking about, like what you want, right? The spell itself, they know that. So yeah, you need to remember that newbies, you have a limitation. And what Lei was saying, like, oh, flame up the car and all that. Oh, forget about it. Okay, those no newbies can do that stuff. Okay, it's not possible. He can do it because he have went through a lot of stuff and built up a lot of power, and he's on stage, right? So yeah, don't think about those kind of things. The more advanced you are, the more you can do things freely and do things with a easier way, you can say, the more cool ways, right? So yeah, if you're not advanced, then you need to stick to the traditional, old school, boring, hard ways, right? Yeah, that's basically how it works in magic. So yeah, well, the other thing is that I was saying, if you go to the altar and you're chanting the Jing spell or the daily rite, you're cultivating, because you're not doing it and then slapping that token for the God and then tell the God to deploy this and that. Like, you're not giving command to execute anything. So you're just chanting it, right? That's not executing magic. But if you recite the whole thing and then you can, like, for example, slap the token, deploy the power into water or whatever, and you use it, that you're using, okay? So there's a difference. But, well, I'm talking about newbies, so they don't have altar. So you just use Heart Spell 0 and Storm. That will be the best way, okay? Now, again, you have to be proactive to care, right? Like, if you don't show by action that you care about advancing in your learning, then your God is going to do the same to you. So when you tell the God to cleanse, the God is like, well, I don't have time. I have to look at my kids. I have to do this. I have work. I have work. Like I have to work. Yeah. Like I'm OTing somewhere else. Like I have work to do. I'm busy. Right. That's what your God will do to you. So if you want your magic to actually work, right? Like you want the God to actually respond to you, right? You see, Gip Yuruning is like quickly as the decree say, right? Like the too quickly. One is the mouth, one is the heart, right? But it's like, yeah, if you're the type that is like, yes, that's on, but I'm busy, I don't have time, well, then you're going to eat shit because your God is not going to help you. Like that's how you are to the Tao, right? So the Tao is like that to you as well. And it doesn't really it's not just here. If you go to Buddhist and become a Buddhist, the Buddhist Yi God is going to be the same to you. You go to like JC, the JC Yi God is the same to you. It's like it's a you problem. It's not a lineage problem. No matter where you go, you suck as a person because you're like, you don't move. You go to school, you have that attitude. I'm busy. I cannot study. Well, prepare to fail, right? You go to work. I'm busy. I have my family. I cannot go to work. Well, yeah, eat shit. You're going to get fired, right? So why do you think magic is different, right? Magic is not a hobby. We cultivate for our life to save people's life. And it's not a joke. It's not like, oh yeah, we just like kind of pray for you. No, it's not. Okay. Like I go out and soul travel, save people's life, and I can die from one of these orbs. It's a big deal. And we are like firefighters. We train to do dangerous stuff, right? And we are not just like sitting home watching KJ and then suddenly have like a power and, well, I'm like, offering this online. No, right? No, it's like you're actually a firefighter and you need to go through the training to have that power. So yeah, magic, no shortcut. You want to clean your Yi crab, you want to deal with like threats in the D6, well, yeah, work for it. Okay, that's all I can say. You want to be a newbie, sure. But if you want to really have things work, then, do what it takes. Back to that controller. TN number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo.
India number 4, Lima Echo, India. Yes, John. That's really, it makes a lot of sense. Like what you put in is what you deserve. Yeah, it's like you don't want to do nothing. But in this case, let's say you're a newbie or you're a cardboard disciple. I don't think you even have the heart to even learn anything at all. More like you just want to ching on. But if it's like that, like you don't never talk, it means you don't really care to even ching yourself. Most of the case is kind of like that. They just there. But yeah, it wouldn't make sense like if somebody like would rather like go offline, cultivate by themselves, and go through all of that, and they're not sure like they're doing it right or not. But there was a lot before, and yeah, they don't last very long. But yeah, this looking at the time, it is 9:06 p.m. Toronto time.
Wait. Isn't Chang the controller?
Oh, what the? Oh, I forgot. What am I doing? Yeah, I forgot. I thought this is Thursday or something. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, what is going on here? But I was like, you know what? Let's roll with it. Let's see where he goes. So yeah, I mean, we still have a few more minutes. So Lisa Hong, you seem to have something to say. Let's hear it. Back to you.
Oh no, I was just cleaning, and then I don't know. I was just zoning out. I was just cleaning, and I just thought it was Thursday. I thought I was on the net all this time doing the net control, but it was you. I was like, all right, wait a minute. Wait, this is Wednesday. What am I doing?
Sajan, before we close, so for like people like Ding and myself who are still newbies, we go to the altar, we recite all of the drink spells, and we slap the token until we go to do the command, and that is usually good enough for us. Back to you.
Can you repeat? I was just answering Pe while you're talking, so can you repeat?
No problem, Sajwan. So for like people like Ding and myself who are porters and who are still newbies, would you recommend that we go in front of the altar, we recite all of the drink spells, and then we hit the token until we go to execute the command, or do you recommend that every time we do a spell, we stomp our left foot, and as you reach the end, stomp the right foot 3 times, and you'll execute the command? Which one would you recommend for us? Back to you.
You two are what? You two are newbie? What am I hearing? You two are not newbie, okay? You two come to class all the time. You're always in the ACM. You guys are active on net. You're not newbie, right? So if you talk to me every day like this, you don't have to worry. Just do it the easy way, right? If anything goes wrong, meaning like, oh, I did my cleansing, but there's some like leftover, right? You can always let me know, and then I'll just clean it up for you. It's very, very easy, right? Don't think about doing it yourself all the time. You have me here. What am I for? So yeah, don't be so harsh on yourself. Bring the problem over and let me handle it, and then just chill along.
Yes, actually, I keep forgetting that sometimes I feel like we're still newbies because there is so much to learn. And like you said, it's not a class. This is a lifestyle. This is a cultivation. This is a lifelong journey, and it has so much to learn. And I think that Ding and I and even Kai were so excited about this stuff because we're so passionate about it that we see the application. Like in life, there's food, shelter, clothing, and security. This is like the fifth thing you actually need, but most people are just not aware of it. You need spiritual security because it's one thing to have a guy who could come and rob you, but it's the next thing to have an ego just attached to you for the rest of your life, taking away your luck, making your life hell. So this is like something that is a part of our survival mechanism as a being who's living down here. So yeah, I'm seeing that Lee Hong was a little captivated with taking in that control. Before we close, is there anybody else online who would have any closing words? Hasija, Wingsija, Ding. Does anybody have anything else you want to say before I close? Back to you all. I guess not. Well, today was good, net, and thank you for the laugh, Alicia Hong. It was brilliant. Like always know to make us laugh. This is your net controller, Tinyat number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. The time in Toronto is now 9:10. A little OT, but that's okay. Thank you for joining, and a reminder that you're always welcome to continue the discussion on line chat. The net is now officially closed. The channel is returned to its normal use. We will see you again tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. 10-yard number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf is clear.
10-yard number 3, Whiskey November Golf.
10-yard number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo is clear.